Good morning, students. Unit 8, short monsoon diary was explained already in the prior lectures. A poem, a part of that unit's poem was left. So we're going to do today on the grasshopper and crickets. You had earlier a poem called The Ant and the Cricket. Uh, that was that particular poem gave you a moral that we need to work whenever the circumstances provide us good environment to work, and then we should make good use of the opportunities around. But this poem is a little bit different, and you must be coming across with this word for the first time. This poem is actually a sonnet. Now, sonnet is a poem which has got exactly 14 verses. Okay, the lines which you see in the poem are 14 in number, and it's a sonnet. And this particular poem is all about nature, like the sounds of nature, the music of nature. Many of us are nature lovers, and whenever we get time, we listen to the sounds of the surroundings, the birds chirping, the winds rustling, the leaves rustling, the wind blowing. All these sounds actually amuse us, soothe our mind. Most of us enjoy it. So, no matter what kind of season we are facing, like may it be winter, may it be rainy, may it be summer, the harshest of all seasons, but still that music of nature can be felt. So, this poem is all about two very different seasons when compared to each other. One is summer and the other one is winter, where the example of two insects has been taken, and then the poet John Keats over here, very like he writes romantic. That person writes romantic poems, but they portray these particular people, portray the Mother Nature to be a very a source of inspiration and strength. And no matter what the condition would be, like we have to go on is what the message they spread. Unlike the ant and the cricket, which tells a story, this is a nature poem. In it, the grasshopper and cricket do not appear as characters in a story, rather, they act as symbols, each suggesting something else. Read the poem and notice how the poetry of earth keeps on through summer and winter in a never ending song. Who sings the song? Now, literally, song for you and me, songs would be rhythm, and then one vocal person. You will have a person vocally singing it out. You'll have music to it. You'll have rhythm to it. You'll have words to it. But when it comes to nature, the songs are all the kind of sounds which you hear in the nature. So these particular insects depict one kind of a environment, one kind of a season. Let's see. The poetry of earth is never dead. Nature in itself is so powerful, it can never come to a halt. It will revive itself and grow back, and that poetry will go on and on. That effect of nature will be ever after. It cannot be ceased. It's never ever dead. It evolves every day and it grows every day. Though there is death, there is life also. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun, when the sun is scorching hot and the temperatures are very high outside, all the birds and the animals try to find places where they would go and cozily sit over there to avoid the kind of heat which they are facing outside. So when all the birds are resting and then away from the cold hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run. When they are hiding in the cooling trees, the shady trees, trees give you shade and cut off from the wind, horrific summer. So there you will hear a voice. Now whose voice is it? From hedge to hedge. Hedges are those thick shrubs which you find all around the forest. About the new mown mead. Mead over here is the short form of meadow. Meadow is a long patch of green grass growing, and then land of green grass growing. New mown mead means the grass has just been chopped off, And then that is the grasshopper's voice. He takes the lead in summer luxury. Now, see, irrespective of what harsh conditions prevail, the sounds of nature don't come to an end ever. So, which animal are we talking about? Which insect are we talking about over here? Irrespective of the harsh conditions of the summer, this particular insect sees to it that the sound of nature can be heard. So even for him, summer is luxury because for him, he is singing in that particular circumstance as well. He has never done with his delights. So this sound of his, we declare to be happy, and that's why it is making that kind of a sound. For when tired out with fun, so when he's very tired out of making after making those noises, he rests at ease. Like at ease, he'll be resting where beneath some pleasant weed. Weed is unwanted plant. So wherever there is a thick, dense growth of weeds, when the grasshopper gets a little bit tired after making noises, it relaxes under the wheat. So, see, that's one part of the sonnet which tells us even though Mother Nature would be, if the circumstances prevailing out must be very hot and very difficult to live, still the sound of nature doesn't stop. So, who carries it on? That's the grasshopper depicting the summer season. Now in the next part of the sonnet, again the first verse has been repeated to create the same drama with one different word change over there. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. He said never dead at the beginning, and ceasing never means will never ever stop. So same effect but a few change of words. On a lone winter, that means on a lonely winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence. Wrought over here means brought about. Frost is the cold, because of cold temperatures. Now you will see that at the grassroots level, you will see that the water droplets are frozen. So when that particular scene is seen around, so it's understood that it is very, very cold outside, and everybody is inside again, same as the summers, and the silence outside in the atmosphere. From the stone, again, to break all that monotony, there you can hear a shrill cry of an insect, that is what? The cricket. The cricket's song in warmth increasing ever. So the cricket continuously makes a sound which actually gives you, you can take it as a source of inspiration that even after it being so cold, this animal teaches us to go on and on, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. So like as the voice increases and then this animal, this insect also gets tired, so we can say that it has almost slept off now, drowsy, it's feeling drowsy now and it's half lost. Now the grasshopper will rest where? In the grassy hills. These two animals actually represent that the Mother Nature has got its own charm, it's got its own power of telling the humans never stop, never cease, just go about in what you do, just never ever quit or give up. So that will all be for the particular poem. I'll be sending you the meaning, the question answers of this particular poem in the group. That's all for today. Thank you, dear.